My name is Maura Swindle. I am currently head of English in the Miraflores Toluca school. I'm also responsible for the middle school students. It's a body of about 85 students, and I look out for their academic and social welfare as part of their process in finishing here at the Miraflores school. My educational experience started at this particular school when it opened. Sor Salud asked me to be on the Mesa Directiva. I was on the board of directors as a secretary with my husband, and after 4 years we decided that we needed to do something else and be a part of the school in a different level. And that's when I decided that I was going to go back to my roots in education. I have a master's degree in education, and decided that I was going to return to the classroom. I have enjoyed myself immensely since then. The Miraflores Toluca School is the one area where students receive certification for the preliminary English test offered by the University of Cambridge. We work in conjunction with the Anglo here in Toluca, and the idea is that our students receive independent certification which establishes their proficiency in English. They're evaluated in 4 levels: reading, writing, listening comprehension, and speaking. And in those levels, I'm very proud to say, we've had students that have graduated passing with merit and passing with distinction when the grade average is higher than a 9.5%. I think in order to answer the question that you posed to me about their fluency and their comprehension, we have some of the example right behind us. Our middle school library and the library that we have in grade school is an excellent example of the opportunities that we provide for our students. Students are given the material that they need in order to effectuate their education to the fullest degree. Reading is not something that they do because they have to. They do it because it's part of their program, but they also do it because they've discovered that it's something that they have a passion for. When you have a passion for reading, everything else in education runs smoothly. Students at Miraflores are very privileged. English starts from the very, very beginning in the Miraflores school process. Students start from beginners. They receive information and instruction and in English, and they live the experience. It's on a daily basis. The interesting thing about the students here is that it's not that they are taught English as a second language. They acquire English as a process. The students in preschool learn the basics that they need to command everyday functions, but by the time they get to the special English year, they are very much in command of their learning process. Special English is a special year here in our school because the students receive 75% of their day in English, with the remaining 25% instruction in Spanish and Introduction to French. By acquiring a second language from the beginning, their minds become patterned in different ways. Instead of translating from Spanish to English, they take control of the language. It becomes theirs, so they can apply it on the opportunities that when they arise for the students to go to school in Canada or in the United States or in Britain. Part of the process here in our school is acquiring certifications through the University of Cambridge. We teach the students, but then the students have to show themselves to a foreign body their abilities. By the time they graduate from 6th grade, our students should be certified in the preliminary English test, which is the 4th level of the University of Cambridge exams. They pass on to middle school, and when they're in middle school, they receive preparation during 3 years to be able to qualify and be candidates for the first certificate of English. These open doors for them when they go on to high school and university. We have students that even before they graduate from the Miraflores, some of our students choose to go in 8th grade to schools in Canada or in the United States to polish their English. They come back, their English is extraordinary, and then they finish high school, and yes, some of the students continue their graduate programs and then their postgraduate programs, which require them to be completely fluent in English. The fact that we are a trilingual school, our students receive education in English and Spanish and in French, and the students can obtain certification from independent bodies. It's not that we say that they're exceptional students, it's that people that know about this recognize their talents. I think that one of the things that has stood out in my mind from the very beginning is the fact that our school is an ecological school, and we practice what we preach. We have monthly collections so that the students understand the process of recycling material and applying what has been recycled to other uses. We have workshops and we have conferences that reinforce the learning process, not only what they see in their textbooks, but their day-to-day living experiences become solidified. We are in a campus that is absolutely magnificent. Students create compost. They use that compost to plant seeds, and then they harvest the plants that come out in due course. And on most occasions, and this is usually with the younger students, take the products home, the carrots. You see them walking out with the lettuce and the vegetables, the Swiss chard in their hands. And it's not something that they just see in their book, it's something that they actually experience. I think that on many levels, our school is very different from other equally qualified schools in our area. My children are a product of the Miraflores. They started here when the school opened. One of my children went into second grade and the other was just starting special English. When they graduated from here, we decided that the decision was to continue with the Miraflores School in Mexico City, and they have since finished university, so it's been a while. They have reaped benefits in so many different levels from so many different people. Obviously, Miss Ale, when my children were younger, was a source of comfort. They would see her and they would know that they were at their second home. They were safe here. This is a place where they felt comfort. They felt they were in a good place. Once they pass on to grade school, I would probably make reference to both English and Spanish teachers, but my son had one teacher on more than one occasion, and when he speaks of her, his eyes light up. To this date, he's 26 now. He has very fond memories. This is somebody who inspired him to read and to go beyond just what was in his textbooks, but to take his curiosity and work with it. And now he is an engineer in sustainable development, and I'm sure that part of this came out of his experience here. Middle school teachers, Professor Saul, their math teacher. I have heard students graduating from here and graduating from high schools and graduating from universities now, and they all make reference to Professor Saul as a person who has inspired them, who gave them the confidence to face the task of mathematics, which is a challenge for most people, but they do it gracefully. There is an opportunity for your son or daughter to become the best possible version of themselves by attending the Miraflores Toluca school. Academically, it's an extraordinary school. It is a school where students are brought up with values. They are brought up to respect each other, to understand differences, to be tolerant. They are taught to aspire to excellence, and always within a confines of an extraordinary set of values. That's what I think the Miraflores Toluca is all about. I think it's education within values. I think it's living the experience. In the fall, we had the opportunity to go and work as a team. The middle school students, middle school Miraflores Toluca, 85 of us went and we built 2 houses. We laid out the groundwork, we put up the walls, we put on the roof, we put on the cement on the walls, and they painted it. And the experience it went beyond taking money out of their pocket and giving it to somebody. They understood the needs. Our students received inspiration from the people that surrounded them in being humble, in being gracious, in being generous with their time. I insist it's an education in values, and it's an education in leadership, and it's an education within value. It works.